Harihi Om. Hello, greetings. Sai Ram, Vanakkam, Namaskaram, Vandhanam, Assalamu Alaikum, and Sat Sri Akal. Today, we're going to talk about something called thoughtfulness. Thoughtfulness. Every day comes and goes, comes and goes. Thoughts come and go. But how thoughtful are we in our day-to-day life? What does that mean, being thoughtful? Being considerate? Thinking about the comfort of others? Thinking about doing good to others? Showing attention, being attentive, offering service. It could mean anything, isn't it? The state about thinking carefully about something is thoughtfulness. The quality of being kind and thinking about other people's needs, other people's feelings is also thoughtfulness, right? So it's helpfulness, indulgence, understanding, being kind. And of course, the opposite would be thoughtfulness, thoughtlessness, right? Significant, superficial. You're reflecting on the feelings of other people. Here, you're being unreflective. There you're considering, here you're not considering, the opposite. Frivolous, unthinking, thoughtless, moment of, madness, in a thoughtless sense, right? So, again, the power of thoughts or the power of positive thinking, right? This is something called the law of the garbage truck, right? It was said by the Dalai Lama in one of his talks. So the Dalai Lama was, going to go somewhere and give a talk. He jumped into a taxi. He arrived at the airport, and the people who were supposed to come were not there. And, Dalai Lama being the Dalai Lama, he just got into a taxi at the address. He said, take me there. So as the taxi was driving, and suddenly a car that was parked just came out without any warning right in front of the taxi in which the Dalai Lama was in. And, the taxi driver slammed on the brakes, skidded, and missed another car by inches. But he was quite good in controlling, and they were on the road. And then the other fellow, had just come out onto the road, right? He, wound his screen down and he was, shouting and showing hands and everything. And the Dalai Lama said his taxi driver just smiled and waved at the guy, like that. The Dalai Lama was curious. He said, I'm surprised you did that. The guy almost caused an accident, knocked into you, could have, injured both of us and sent us to the hospital. I am happy that you've done that, but, most people would have just shouted back or, fought with the other fellow. That is when the taxi driver apparently told the Dalai Lama, sir, this is called the law of the garbage truck. So the Dalai Lama said, what do you mean? Then the taxi driver explained. He says, people, 80% of the people are like garbage trucks. They run around the whole day, collecting garbage full of frustration, full of anger, full of disappointment. So they collect all this. They're like garbage trucks collecting all this rubbish. And as their garbage piles up, they need a place to dump it and someone to dump it on. So that fellow was just dumping his garbage on me now. Don't take it personally. I don't take it personally. I just smile and wave and wish them well and I move on. That way I'm not affected. You see, I don't have to deal with his feelings. I don't take their garbage, because if I take his garbage, then I am angry and I have to go and take it out on someone. So I'm no different than the garbage truck that hit me. And the Dalai Lama thought, wow, here am I going to give a speech, and here am I being taught something in life. I mean, how fantastic is that? He said one small. So in his talk, he said a positive thought, a positive attitude causes a chain of reactions. Positive thoughts, positive events, positive outcomes. It is like a catalyst. The Dalai Lama said, it is like a catalyst and it sparks extraordinary results. And then he said in closing his speech, he says, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. My God, how profound is that? Right? And let me end with what the famous J. Krishnamurti said. He said, there is no thinker apart from the thought. It is the thought that verily makes the thinker. So think good thoughts. That means you are a good person. Until I see you all next week, stay blessed.